Welcome to the Vault, a concept 2x1 anti-seige village base with a TC-less depot room defense tower. It expands from the simplest of 2x1 starters that everyone loves to use, into a bunkered version early on into the expansion. After one base is made, two more can be added along with anti-seige, upping the raid cost to 72 rockets. Once resources are collected, it can expand to have a central defense base in the middle, which requires no extra TC. This is a great way to defend, take heli, or simply bait raiders into raiding it with no good loot inside. Each 2x1 bunker, similar to aloneintoykos starter, is covered by turret pods in the compound alongside Patrico peaks from the tower base, which can be quickly accessed from the spacious Rome room style living area. 6 flank bedrooms are attached to each 2x1 with Patrico peaks looking outside the compound. A wide range of shooting floor angles can be used to defend the 2x1s while also being able to seal each bunker easily. And the roof is covered by 6 turrets to ensure roof control. If you like what you see, the vault might be the base for you. What's also great about this base is that you can opt to add a compound early on prior to building the defense tower. This enables you to have early game turret cover for all the bunkers. Starting off the tour, we show these 2 Patrico peak angles from our flank bedrooms. These can be used to cover the outside of the compound. We enter the base through a simple single door airlock with a window. The compound area is covered by 6 turret pods, 3 of these being on the lower level of the gatehouses, then another 3 higher up that also cover the roof. There are 2 flank bedrooms on either side of the 2x1s, totaling to 6 in total, that give you some decent angles to clear outside the compound. Here is one of our bunker 2x1s. As you can see, this bunker entrance is covered by 4 turrets, 2 on either side. We open our bunker by placing this twig roof here. There is also space here for some furnaces. We now enter one of our simple 2x1 starter cores. This is a completely vanilla 2x1, so feel free to customize this however you like. Here is the upkeep of each TC. There are only 3 of them on this base as the central base is TC-less. We exit the bunker like so, and then we can simply seal it if we're not using it. This metal roof connects our wall stacked bunker to the TC in the inside of the 2x1. We can actually use this as a way to exit our base quickly to surprise raiders with flanking, or to simply get back into a fight quickly. These triangle frames are our disconnectables for our anti-seige. These frames connect each 2x1 to their part of the central tower. It can be disconnected as shown to replace each of the TCs. We have these chain link fences to reduce mobility throughout the compound. There are 2 other identical bunkered 2x1s in the other corners of the base. We now enter the central base. These Patrico peaks on either side allow you to quickly seal the bunkers in case of an online raid. You will find 1 on either side. The central defense base is symmetrical by 3, so you'll find entrances on each side. On the ground floor we have a Rome room style open core where you can quickly depot and use as your living space. I'm not sure if that is the correct terminology, but you hopefully understand what I mean. Once again, there are 3 entrances into the central tower. On each side we have this jump up that can cover for door raids through your tower, as well as space for respawn rooms. One of these is your way up. As you can see, on the other 2 sides we have a sealed in respawn room. We enter the shooting floor through this ladder hatch. You can replace this with a simple jump up if you prefer. There is a lot of visibility here to clear your shooting floor, as well as space for a vending machine. We exit this area through a simple single door airlock onto our roof. Our roof can be left quite open using these double doors here. We can use this stone roof ramp to vary the angles through the Patrico peaks, as well as use this horizontal embrasure peak to seal the bunkers. You can also drop down here to get some decent longer angles. On the other corners we have these simple door peaks with the roof ramps. Feel free to customize the roof however you like, but this is the recommended configuration as it gives you a range of angles to seal the bunkers. By using the small box and double door, we can access the top of the roof. This area is covered by 6 turret pods. This is great to maintain roof control in the attempt of an online raid. Before we get into the build, a quick word from our sponsor. Are you tired of getting offline raided and want to test one of my base designs? Blue Haven is the server for you. a 2x trio server dedicated to anti-offlines. They are one of the best servers to test your base design on, featuring 2x gather and online raid periods.
Sounds like the raid window's over. We're safe for now.
If you are interested and want to find out more about Blue Haven, you can find their Discord server on the screen or down in the description below. Before you start your build, you want to scan the immediate area to make sure you have space for the build. You can map out the area you need by placing this twig. Place a circle, then build out by 3 squares. On this final triangle, you will build out your 2x1. This is the space you need on each side for the 2x1s. You can build off the other 2 sides of this circle to map out the other 2x1s as well. If you're happy with the area you've selected, you can then expand your simple 2x1 and build your starter. You can simply chuck down your 2x1 starter if you prefer, but I would recommend checking the immediate area early on to make sure you can actually complete the build. You want to place your TC in the left hand side corner. It is vital that each 2x1 has this exact configuration, otherwise you will not be able to place the TCs. Feel free to add a shelf into the TC room at this stage. This is what your simple 2x1 starter should look like. Now we will expand and simply add our other 2 2x1 starters. This is a great way to map out your area, as well as prevent griefing. Build out by 3 squares, then place a central circle, and then another 3 squares. Then repeat the exact same 2x1. And finally, repeat on the third side. This is what the foundation layout should look like. Now of course you can complete your 2x1s. I recommend doing this early so you can split loot early on into the wipe. And of course add a shelf once again. Note that you will not be able to place the TC as the twig outside is connected to the original TC. You will of course have to demolish the twig build out now. Once you have done this, this will leave enough range to place this TC. And finally, repeat for the last 2x1. This is what it should look like at this stage. Now I would recommend honeycombing each 2x1. The middle honeycomb can be left stone even when we upgrade the outside to metal. When adding this double door frame, make sure the conditional is showing. Then simply add square roofs and then triangle roofs on the top to honeycomb. Also honeycomb each side of the entrance like so. This will also act as our connection area. This is what it should look like. Once you have repeated on the other 2 bases, we will now expand with anti-seige as well as the bunkers. On each base you want to build out by 7 squares, then cap off with a triangle, and then come back with half moons. You can actually build out as far as you like without having to cap off early, as you are kept within the building privilege range just to demolish. Now place the final 3 triangles and upgrade the middle one to armoured and the other sides to metal. Then you can demolish your twig build out. On the left hand side, place a triangle roof here and it will connect it to the main TC. Place a wall and upgrade to armoured for your bunker. You can check the connections work by checking the upkeep on the TC has HQM. To open your bunker you can place a twig roof here and then place a frame on top to seal the gap on top. You want to also add a frame on the right hand side. This is where your disconnectable will connect to. Now repeat on the other two 2x1s. Once you have done that, we can go ahead and upgrade the outside of each 2x1 to metal, as well as the inside to HQM. This will mean that the raid cost of each 2x1 will be at least 24 rockets. Upgrade the inner wall to metal, and then the outside ones to HQM. Once again, make sure you upgrade the frame here to create the conditioner. You must upgrade the single frame to metal as well, depending on the grade of the outside wall. This is what it should look like. Now we will build out to map out our central tower. Simply build out by all triangles and you will meet in the middle like this. Note that symmetry is on, so you can repeat this on the other two sides. This is the footprint of the main base in the middle. At this stage you can just leave this as twig or remove it entirely. We are only using it to make sure that we have the correct place for our anti-seige. On the far left hand side triangle you want to place two half walls like so. Then add a window frame here, as well as a double door frame for stability. At this stage you can demolish all of this or leave it twig, or you can upgrade it to stone, it's entirely up to you. Then expand like so. Place a square then a triangle foundation. You can then connect it to the main TC by placing 5 triangle frames. Upgrade these to metal. I recommend upgrading the foundation as well as the half walls. This is what it should look like. To disconnect from each TC, simply place a twig square ramp here. This will allow you to replace each TC in case they are demolished. Now at this stage we will complete our compound. It is completely up to you if you complete the central base now or you do the compound later. I recommend placing this compound first, as it will allow you to place large furnaces and put early game turret pods. Build the gatehouse like so. You can place early game turret pods if you have acquired them. On each side we will place our bedroom area. We don't have to complete this entirely, but we just need to seal it in so we can secure the compound. Make sure to add horizontal window embrasures here. You can put window glass here instead of embrasures and then you can just replace them later. Now we will add some barricades prior to adding the compound walls. Place them like so. To protect the turret even more, we can add a half-height wall, then a floor, and then 2 frames. Add chain link to these raised frames, and then you can connect it to the wall in the middle. Feel free to add a low wall here. Now we will place our compound walls. This is a very simple placement, but make sure you place the frames for your flank bedrooms first in case it prevents you from placing them. Also be aware of placing the walls too far in, that they block the bed placement. For the sake of the build video, I will complete the flank bedrooms now with the Patrico peaks. Expand each one like so from the outside. This is what the compound should look like. You are now secure for a rather long time. This will allow you to gather some resources, and then, once you acquire them, you can build the main base in the middle. You can then build out by the same foundations we previously did. You may have already had these, so you can just expand off this stage. Place 2 single doors here to create an airlock. I recommend upgrading all the foundations to metal. This will prevent foundation wiping. Add a window frame on the outside of the airlock. Note that symmetry is on at this stage, so you must repeat this on the other 2 sides. Wall in the centre here and upgrade to metal, as well as the honeycomb on the outside. Now complete your Petrico peaks on the outside. On the left hand side, place a half wall and low wall. This will allow us to cover the single doors in case of a door raid. Then add double door frames elsewhere. You can floor in the top, but make sure when you add this ceiling in here that you remember which way it's attached to. The floor above we will do the opposing way. Note that when placing this triangle floor here, they will not overlap like this. This is only because I have symmetry on. You can simply just add one of the triangles and then upgrade it. Above these sheet metal triangle foundations here on the honeycomb, place 2 half walls on either side and then place a full wall in the middle, and then window frames on top. Add half walls here, and then you can add floors as well. This is part of our shooting floor. Add half walls on either side, and then you can floor in the top, and then add double door frames. Add honeycomb on each side and upgrade to metal. I would actually recommend upgrading all of this to metal when you acquire it. As previously mentioned, you can see that this triangle here is attached to the left hand side. The one above you want to attach to the right hand side. Simply floor in the top on each side. We will complete the shooting floor now. This is where our single door peaks will be. Add double doors that open outwards on each of these frames. Then spam garage doors on all the frames below. I will now show you how to place these floors without symmetry on. You want to select one way that this triangle connects to. It doesn't matter which side you select, but make sure that you place the walls on the side close to the gap. This means that this floor here should attach to the one closest to you, and then the frame on top will also be the same configuration. As you can see, there is a gap next to the full walls. Now we will add our window area with our vending machine. Make sure that you rotate these frames as well as the single door frames to create conditionals. This will prevent raiders from watching through the gaps. When adding this floor, make sure it attaches to the single door frame. This will mean that when we add the garage doors, the rollers can block the gaps. You can place a single box here with the doors open to access the roof above. Now add some triangle roofs to cover the turret pods. This is what it should look like. Now we will do our external turret pods that cover the compound and roof. Build up by one frame, then place a triangle floor and then a square frame next to it. You can access this from your roof. Wall in the triangle, then add frames either side with walls on the left and right. You can temporarily place these two triangle floors to place the final barricade. This prevents people from camping your roof. Feel free to add chain link on either side as well. Add all the window embrasures like so, facing inwards. That is pretty much the base complete. Now I will run through some deployables. As you can see, due to the wall placement, you might not be able to fit all the boxes you like in here. This is why the placement of the walls is quite important. And that is the end of the build video. If you did like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing, it is greatly appreciated. Thank you for watching.